and to discuss the Joker's exploits on Philippe Chatrier, and to discuss that big result most of all from the French Open men's singles final, I'm joined by tennis coach Nandan Bal. Nandan is former Davis Cup coach of the Indian men's team. He's also the chairman of selectors for the All India Tennis Association. Thank you for your time. Novak has been beaten. Casper Ruud in straight sets. That's who he defeated last night. This is his 23rd Grand Slam title. Should we cut to the chase there, Nandan, at the very start and ask you if he is the GOAT now?
So I think it's a little difficult to base and call Djokovic the GOAT just on this one performance, in the sense that, yes, he has 23 Grand Slams, which no one else has in men's tennis. But at the end of the day, it's also a lot to do with the kind of charm and poise that Roger Federer brought to the table. And I think that's something that is what gave him the title of the GOAT, because he was a complete package. He was a sports person. He was a sportsman. He had all the grace. He had all the charm. He was always smiling. He was great with the crowds. And so, and he did have 20 Grand Slams. So I think that was what made him the GOAT. But if you look at it from a sheer point of view of titles won, then yes, 100% you would have to call Djokovic the GOAT. But once again, this is not a debate that I want to get into, because for me, anyone who wins those kind of Grand Slams, whether it's a Nadal, Djokovic, or a Federer, I think it's just unbelievable.
Well, Nandan, you do speak like a fan, but let's be honest, 2023 was always going to be pivotal in deciding the outcome of the GOAT race. We've all been talking about it. Fans have been talking about it. Federer dropped out last year. Nadal is not playing again this year. Djokovic is the favorite at both Wimbledon and the US Open, and we saw the determination today as well. In fact, last evening against Casper Ruud. Your comments on that?
I think... he was down in the first set. He was down 4-1, I think. And then the way he raised his game. And then if you looked at the tiebreakers, or not even the tiebreaker, if you looked at 5-all, 6-all, even the, deep into the first set, the way he raised his game, the way he raised the pace of his game, you just knew that he was a better player today. And then the way he played those first 3 or 4 points in the tiebreaker was incredible. I mean, he just did not give Ruud a chance to come back into that tiebreaker. I seriously feel that if that tiebreaker had gone Ruud's way, I think Ruud would have been a little more motivated in the second, third, fourth, fifth, whatever sets that we're going to follow. But I think he just he just moved into a different gear and just put Ruud away after that. I think after that, it was just a matter of time. Ruud just did put up a great fight, especially in that third set, to take it to 5-all. But at the end of the day, you just knew that Djokovic was going to be the winner today.
Right. Or do you also say it is probably the fear of success, like we see happening in a lot of big matches? Djokovic is 36, Ruud is 24. Yet despite that 12-year gap, Djokovic was always in control physically. We saw that against Alcaraz as well. Does it boil down to this very fact that champions mentality is what that counts in the Grand Slam finals?
That's right. Mm-hmm. Not just the finals. I think especially Nadal and Djokovic, in a Grand Slam, if a match goes into the fifth set, you would always put your money on those two. And it's as simple as that. I think these two guys especially have set a benchmark for physical fitness along with mental fitness, which is going to be very hard to match for the next generation or the generations to come after this. So I think at the end of the day, it's not just your physical fitness, but it's also how motivated you are and how much you let your mind not get distracted by what's going on, in the crowd, with the weather, with everything. This guy was just so focused. And, at the end of the day, whether it was Alcaraz or whether it was Ruud today, he was just that much stronger mentally, emotionally, and physically.
Thank you so much, Nandan, for joining us with your insights.